budgeting. I've been budgeting with YNAB for a year now. One of my friends put me on it a few years ago, and I downloaded it after I came back from a vacation. That was the first month that I couldn't fully pay off my credit card, and that really shocked me. That was a real eye-opener for me at the time. So I downloaded YNAB, and I haven't looked back. The big thing to talk about with budgeting now is that I wanted to be able to spend a lot less money that I've been spending. So, everybody talks about a runway when you quit a job, and they say, hey, how many months do you have to, stay solvent? What happens if you make $0.00 for these months? What are you gonna, how are you gonna live? How are you gonna survive? Where are you gonna get your money from? And you can calculate your runway with some pretty simple calculations after having a budget, but I still wasn't necessarily too impressed with myself at saving. So I think with these next couple of months especially, I'm just pretty much instituting a spending freeze and trying not to spend money on jack shit. It's my first time without a paycheck in a long time. I've had a paycheck for 3.5 years now, 4 years almost, and you kind of get used to having money hit your account every 2 weeks, and you kind of get that feeling of a rush of being okay, cool, this is just my lifestyle now. You adapt to that really quickly. You start buying stuff that you probably don't need, and then things kind of spiral out of control. And that definitely happened to me. Living in New York, I lived in a studio, which was a stupid decision. It almost cost me $2,000 a month, and I was just the things that you can afford, or the things that you can convince yourself that you can afford, really don't matter most of the time. And you kind of start thinking of what do I actually need, what actually provides value to my life, and what do I think that I need. So when I really took a look at my budget and kind of the things that provide me value and the things that I actually need, I was pretty impressed to discover that I don't need a lot of the things that I thought I did. My favorite quote from this is from Nassim Taleb, where he talks about the most 3 dangerous addictions are heroin, carbohydrates, and a monthly salary. So again, this just ties into the idea of experiencing lifestyle creep, because then you're always kind of a slave to your paycheck a little bit, and if you get paid less, then you won't be able to provide for that lifestyle anymore, and you're going to have to make cuts regardless. So if you have a very pared back lifestyle and you're very comfortable with it as is, then you won't experience lifestyle creep, and you can live off of a much smaller paycheck, which will give you in exchange more time and flexibility. The third point is making money from something. I don't really know what I'm going to be making money on. I guess when I first did this, I kind of came at this with a mentality of, okay, I have this X number salary when I'm leaving my job, so I'm probably worth more than that, right? If a company is willing to pay me this much money to work this many hours for them, then I can probably do that on my own. I can get that much wealth by being an individual, by being an individual creator, and that hasn't proved to be the case at all. I thought initially that I'd be able to kind of work on YouTube ad revenue and getting sponsorships, and then from those sponsorships I'd be able to make hopefully some income off of those, but that's a long way off. I have 28 subscribers as of today, and I think that even to get monetized you need, is it 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch minutes or something? 4,000 watch hours. It's ridiculous, and it's going to take me a long time to get monetized on the YouTube platform. So in the meantime, I'm spreading things out. I have my podcast, I have my Twitch as well that I've been working on, and I'm just going to keep working on those and I guess documenting the process.